Welcome everyone. If you're just popping on, welcome to How to Transform Your Money Story in 90 minutes or less. We're just about to get started. I'm hoping everyone can see the screen. We have about 1 more minute. It's Tara Maxwell here. I'm so excited you're all here. We have a lot of great content today. Awesome, awesome. More of you are popping on. Some of you that are coming on the call, we are having, it's Tara Maxwell here. I'm really excited you're all here today. Oh, you're not seeing this. Okay, good. And I need to perhaps I need to pause this for a second. Hello. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to our webinar. We're just about to get started. I want to make sure that we have this. I'm sharing the screen. Okay, great. We've got this in present mode. Okay, good. Now, hopefully it's all good and you can see the screen. So I just pushed start. Welcome to How to Transform Your Money Story in 90 minutes or less. I know it's a big promise for the title, and I will explain more. We're going to give a lot of content. My name is Tara Maxwell. I'm so excited you're all here today. So it's really how to transform your money story in 90 minutes or less without the long wait. And I'm going to teach you a 5-step process to transforming your money story. It's actually quite simple. And so I want you to get out a pen and paper. We're going to take a lot of notes. You're going to walk away with actionable content. And if you stay until the end, I encourage you to stay to the end, because that is, I'm not just going to teach you theories and steps. I will leave you with a powerful energy activation to release your money blocks on today's call through my A-Life method. So it's not just talking, it's not just content. It's taking what you've learned and implementing it through releasing the blocks. So make sure that you stay to the end. One of participants from last call wrote me an email and said that she had a lot of some money trouble, and she manifested 6,000. She felt so much more clarity and peace. And so I don't want you to miss out on that. And afterwards, there'll be a Q&A. And you can also receive the notes to the codes that I'll be leaving you with, so you can get tailored support. So my name is Tara Maxwell. I am known as the #1 affluence coach. I think I'm the only affluence coach in the world, because I work with your energy and your mindset. I'm known for helping you bust through the blocks that are keeping you from creating the money, love, and freedom in your life. My doctoral research, kind of my entrance to the work that I do now, was on intergenerational trauma and healing. I'm the founder of A-Life Academy. It's a 1-year program, and you'll hear more about that today. And for the past 20 years, I have studied and developed what I found is the most effective way to manifest what you want in all areas of your life. I kind of got it through my own what worked and what didn't work. And my clients the results have ranged from doubling their income, $6,000, $20,000, $1 million real estate sale to, and that's just those are the numbers, but what really happens is their marriage is improved. There's more harmony in their family, more joy, really owning their self-worth, feeling more clarity and purpose. It's this inner work. The money is just the outer stuff that starts to show up when you do this work. What you'll learn today during this presentation is how to stop the financial struggles so that you increase abundance, how to break free of those money patterns, those family beliefs and mistakes that have been holding you back, I teach you how to open up to receiving more money. And then we actually do a process to open you up to that, even if you can't see it right now. I teach you you're going to learn how to relieve money anxiety, if that's something that's showing up for you right now. And I teach you the new way to manifesting, and really the number one reason why energy work, affirmations, and everything else perhaps hasn't worked yet for you. Why this is important now is most of what you have learned, what we've learned in the self-help industry, is dead wrong. What we know is that a majority of people, I know I've talked to so many of you, so many people on calls, is that number one desire is financial freedom. It becomes the number one cause of divorce, is fighting over money. It's a cause of suicide because of debt. It affects your self-confidence and self-worth. It affects the results you get in sales if you're an entrepreneur. You desire to live your dream. I've talked to so many of you who have this desire, and yet it's these money blocks that are standing in the way. So this presentation is for you if you're an entrepreneur and you feel like you've hit a plateau and you want to know, how do I break through that financial glass ceiling and start creating more money flow? It's for you if you want to get paid what you're worth and you find you consistently undervalue, undercharge, you feel all wonky in the sales conversation, then this is for you. If you are tired of getting in your own way and you know that you are your number one worst enemy and it's impacting your money flow, then this is for you today. And if you feel like you are on the verge of a breakthrough and you tell me that you do not want to be in the same spot a year from now, then you are in the right spot. So first I want to cover the rules of what you can expect in this training today. This is not a get rich quick. It's not magic. I do work with your subconscious programming to help you shift. This is not about just do nothing and money is just going to magically appear in your life. And this is not, when I talk about transforming your money story, it is not for couch sitters that you just want to dream it. I will be sharing with you results that I've gotten in my life, what my clients have experienced, but I still need to express that this is not typical. What you'll find is that most people invest in products and programs. They want to increase abundance and they still don't see an increase. I'll share with you why that is, because we can always find what the gaps are, but it's good to just establish these rules. So I have a confession to make. First of all, is that yes, I do have an unfair advantage. I'm an affluence coach, so I know how to work with energy and break through the blocks. I have a Ph.D. I'm a mother of 3, and I'm married. I've attracted a husband in my life who has supported me through many degrees and in my endeavors. And yes, I'm living here in my dream home here in Costa Rica with my family. So some of you might be listening to this and saying, okay, well, you know, I'm by myself. There's no one here to support me. It was just easy for Tara, right? Well, what you may not know, for those that are new to me and to my community, is that I spent decades living beneath my potential around money, around love and relationships, around my health, around using my gifts and talents. So if you can relate and feel like, wow, there's some areas of my life where I am living beneath my potential, I could be doing much better in the areas of money, around love, my relationships, around health, and gifts and talents, well, I definitely can relate, because that was me. I felt, if you ever felt like you've been living beneath your potential and you were destined for greater things, and this stuckness is showing up in your money story, I definitely used to feel the same way. So let me tell you a story. I was stuck in a loop. My parents divorced at the age of 10. I was raised in this Mormon household where it felt like everything was perfect, and then the rug had been taken away from me. My dad remarried within 9 months. My mom left my dad, and it was one of those traumatic divorces. It was shocking, and it brought up a lot of those feelings of abandonment and am I worth it? And so in my teens, I filled that big hole inside and those feelings of anger and rage with substances. I had an eating disorder for 20 years, I think 20 years, yeah. Addiction. I was in and out of hospitals for attempted suicides. I dropped out of 7 colleges, and I had a lot of shame about that. If you were to look at my transcripts, where I finally went back to school. And I was a stripper throughout my 20s. So I know intimately what it's like to know that, gosh, there's so much more to my life, and yet know that I'm living beneath my potential. I overspent, and I created financial debt as a way to motivate myself to go to work. And then it would just create this cycle of paying the bills. Oh, but at one point, I finally hit rock bottom, and I sobered up at the age of 28. And at that time, I remember I was in a dead-end relationship. I was still stripping. I had taken, I don't even remember what kind of substances that day and what made that day any different. But I remember lying on the bathroom floor, and it certainly wasn't a very glorious or beautiful position. And I felt so ill. And I remember lifting my head up and asking God, please help me. I can't do this anymore. And it was at that point I had finally hit a rock bottom where I was willing to do something different, to surrender my will and to follow another path and not do it Tara's way. I got sober. It meant I was willing to do whatever it takes and go to meetings, 12-step meetings. I ended up going back to school and completing my bachelor's. I took a big leap within a year and quit stripping. I married and I started a family, and I got one degree after another degree. In some ways, you could say, I got married and I became respectable, but I still struggled with this low self-worth and this poverty consciousness, which, looking back on it now, all those degrees was just a way to overcompensate for the shame that I still carried around with me. And so even though on the outside it looked like I had, I was a success, I was not white knuckling it. And it was a lot of willpower and discipline. Yes, I turned it over to God on some things, but a lot of it was just that willpower and discipline. And I would read self-help books, try to get information where I could, kind of that cafeteria style. And I was trying to figure it out on my own. And it was the hard way. And it wasn't until I discovered energy healing that I started to finally break free of the emotional baggage from my past. Now, I'll share with you, I was not open to energy healing. I was raised in Northern California and probably growing up with my mom who was into New Age stuff, I really had an aversion to that. But I had postpartum depression, and I remember thinking to myself, there's got to be another way. I was breastfeeding at the time, and I discovered EFT, emotional freedom technique, was my entrance to it. And there was enough academic research, double-blind studies, that I felt safe that this could work for me. And as I explored energy work, and I remember reading a book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, a light bulb went off for me. I had finally found a shortcut to manifesting, because he talked about in Think and Grow Rich about your daily focus and aim, that you set your intention and you have burning desire and persistent and stick with that eventually your thought will become a reality. But what I discovered is that with me in my own life, and I would see a lot of other people that still weren't getting results, it's because they still had blocks. They had beliefs that were running contradictory to the desire that they really wanted. And perhaps some of you can relate if you're still not seeing abundance in your life. And so what I discovered is that energy work is the secret to accelerated results. That when you are aligned energetically with your vision, you get results. When you are aligned energetically with your vision. And one of my gifts is I can get on the phone with you, or I can talk to a person and know intuitively if they're aligned or not. If they resonate if you resonate with what you say you really desire in your life. And most people I meet are not aligned energetically, whether it's you say you want to meet the love of your life, but you're not open to receiving him. You say you want more money, but you're not open to receiving that or receiving that job opportunity. You don't feel worthy and deserving of that yet. And so what I found is that when you change your thought patterns, and not just your conscious ones, but your subconscious thought patterns, to match that new vibration, you start to get traction and you start to get results. And then you activate that vibration through specific action. So what I'm going to share with you is a piece of the work that I do in my own life and with clients, because we're talking about your money story, how to transform your money story. And it's a 5-step process. You don't need to write this all down right now. We're going to go through each step by step. 1 is you assess. 2, decide and commit. 3, release. 4, connect. And 5, leap. And we'll dive deeper into that in a bit. So the first step is assess. And you don't really know what your blocks are. You don't really know where you are in terms of creating abundance until you take an honest assessment of what's going on right now. What is holding you back from creating abundance? If we live in an abundant universe and our Creator creates an abundant universe, and we are made in God's image, and you aren't seeing that right in your life, then something is amiss. And so first we need to assess what is the gap here? What program, what is holding you back from experiencing what I believe is our God-given right, our inheritance? So there's 3 critical questions to transform your money story. So write this down. And I'm going to invite you to do some journaling on this after this training. 1, what is your old money story? And when I say that, I'm asking you, what is your relationship with money? What are the stories that you've been telling yourself? What's been your experience? How do you interface with money? What are your parents' beliefs, your family patterns around money? So that's the first question to ask yourself. And also the idea that it's a story. It's a story that you've been telling yourself. The second question to ask yourself is, what is the payoff? Because if you're here on this call, I would venture to guess that if you're here on this call, that there's a loop here. There's a loop that you keep telling yourself around money, and that you desire to get off of this loop. Am I right? And so the second question is, what is the payoff? What is your investment in sticking with this money story? Because I had a money story when I shared with you like the overspending and debting, like racking up the credit card debt. I had a story about there wasn't enough. And so even when money would come in, I couldn't spend it fast enough because I thought it was going to go away. So I better spend it right now. I better enjoy it right now because I had the story about deprivation and no one's going to provide for me but me, which was a lie. And so I would overindulge. So I had that old money story, and it kept me in that loop. I mean, I would see things. I remember going shopping and just be triggered that it was like this overpowering urge. Maybe some of you can relate. Some of you are like, oh, that's weird. And maybe you have that kind of loop with something else, that kind of addiction with something else. So what is the payoff? My payoff was that I got to enjoy the nice things. I had nice clothes. My kids were dressed well. I got to enjoy now instead of waiting for it later because I would buy it on credit. So there was a payoff in that, and I would actually feel calm. I would feel that temporary satisfaction, even if there was remorse later. So it's just knowing, it's like if you want to eat cake and you want to shed excess weight, there is a payoff because you get to enjoy the cake if you eat it now. Even if there's something else that you might not like, you still get that payoff. So what is the payoff in sticking with this old money story? Is it that as long as you stay in this place of struggle and you're distracted around money, you don't have to step into your greatness. You don't have to know what it's going to be like to live so abundantly and it'd be so amazingly successful. You don't have to face how your parents going to treat you. How are your loved ones going to shift when you shift into abundance? You don't even have to face that right now because you're right here in this loop. And I can tell even as I share that has triggered at least one of you that there's truth there. So start writing and assessing what is the payoff. You can write a paragraph, you can write a few pages, but getting honest with it. The third step, question to ask yourself is, how would you feel today if you transformed your money story? Who would you be? How would it feel? Would you feel more confident? Would you feel relief? Would you feel in love with your life? In love with your partner, and your children, and your family, and your friends? So, I'll share with you why that is important. Because connecting to that feeling is the pathway to break through the resistance. I'll share that again. Connecting to the feeling of how you would feel if you transformed your money story today is the pathway to breaking through your resistance. It's a feeling. It's your ability to experience emotional freedom about your finances, because the truth is that you can feel that today, even if you have a negative balance on your bank account. Even if you have, like I've shared with some of you before, I had, when I was learning this stuff And each time I'd have these financial lessons, it got to the point, the last big lesson, we had $100,000 in debt. My husband's job was going away. We were spending more than was coming in. And it got to the point where just to float for a month or two, my husband took out a personal $20,000 loan. We didn't know where the next money was going to come in. I made good money in my company, but I had reinvested so much because we had relied on his executive income. And so here we were faced with $100,000 in debt. What I did was plug in to the vibration, into the feeling of what I wanted to create. And that's actually what launched us so quickly from debt to creating amazing cash flow and to living in our dream home, to having plenty of money in the bank. And so we'll break that down a little bit later. The secret to financial freedom is your feelings. That might sound strange if this is new for some of you, but some of you I know, like if you understand the law of attraction, you understand the power of vibration. The secret to financial freedom starts with your feelings. Emotional freedom precedes financial freedom. I mean, if we're just to appeal a lot to logic, that would make sense. Because if you're in a place of panic and anxiety and stress over money, will you be open to that job opportunity? Can you think clearly to take that next step? Can you live in a place of expansion where when you're taking that next step, when we're in anxiety and fear, we're contracted, we're scared, we're like, you know, like a ball inside. You can't see me right now because we're watching this PowerPoint, but that's the motion I'm making. And we don't make good decisions. So the secret is emotional freedom. And the cool thing is, today, you can choose to experience emotional freedom. And I'm going to share that with you at the end of this call because you can feel that through the power of energy work as we release those blocks and those triggers. So I want to introduce you to an amazing client. She's an amazing coach. And she was someone that has, through the power of energy work and taking amazing leaps and working with manifesting, she's increased her revenue, harmony in her relationships, manifesting. Big bonus, actually, it's been really fun to watch her because it's such a mirror of my life and on really how this works. And so the second step, if you're writing this down, is that you decide and you commit. To transform your money story, you have to decide and commit. I promise you that you can transform your money story in 90 minutes or less. And I say that genuinely because I believe it's true. But it requires making a decision. Have you hit a bottom? Is the pain of staying where you are right now big enough that you are willing to change? I shared with you an experience in my life where I hit a rock bottom. And I had gone in and out of a 12-step program like throughout my 20s. But it was at that time when I finally was ready to do something different and to turn over my will, to surrender. So the question for you today is the pain great enough for you that you're willing to decide, that you're willing to make the decision for permanent change? And here's why this is important. What I know is that the the secret to breaking through financial struggle is you have to be willing to do whatever it takes to shift. And it's not an all or nothing. When I look back at my life, it wasn't like I had all these money troubles and then one day I woke up and I hit a bottom and I went from $100,000 in debt to $150,000 in the bank and living in our dream home. It wasn't like that. There were different financial lessons that I was prepared for. And I know one of the differences when I moved to Costa Rica was when I was, through our marriage, I was always so resistant to living within our means. It felt like living in a budget, which I don't necessarily live in a budget, but I no longer resist living humbly. And I say that we have an amazing lifestyle, but I finally have that willingness to talk about money with my husband, to look at the numbers. I have the willingness to do whatever it takes. And so for you right now, the breakthrough for your financial struggle is, are you willing? What I know is that when you're willing to do whatever it takes to shift, I can tell if you're energetically aligned with your desire. And so often what happens, what I've discovered is, and the challenge to transforming your money story is that you have to be 100% committed for what's presented to you right now. And I'll share with you a case study. Stephanie, amazing, amazing coach. When we first met, she was unemployed. Actually, not when we first met. We met on a train, and we had an amazing conversation. And some of you might have, she had shared her story, and I sent that out to my community. She didn't have clarity. What happened when she was a child, her mother had killed herself in front of her. And so she had carried those emotional wounds for many years. We had met, and a few months or so later, she became unemployed, but she knew that this healing work was the next step for her. So she followed her intuition and cashed out her 401k so that we could work together and she could do this work. And she went from, it was an amazing ride and witnessed to see her journey, where she went from unemployment and food stamps to manifesting her dream job at an Ivy League university where there's lots of love and support. She's an amazing intuitive and A-life coach. At one point, she had just finally gotten her job, and there was a retreat in Costa Rica, but she had just gotten her job. And so it was like, well, how do you find the funds? But she knew how to manifest and step into it. She manifested within a few weeks $1,900 from random strangers for a trip to Costa Rica. And so she's a great example of someone who is willing to do whatever it takes to transform her money story, even if it meant cashing out a 401k. She was committed to stepping into who she was becoming. So the question to ask for yourself today in thinking about transforming your money story is, have you hit a rock bottom? If you have not, that's okay. I know for me, there were many different gradations of change. You'll still feel better from this webinar, and you'll take away some good points of things that you can think about, and even just that awareness of assessing where you are, and just seeing it. There was a lot of years when I was an addict, and I would say, okay, I'm an addict. I'd paid attention to those behaviors before I was finally willing to let that go. The transformation that I'm promising you will still elude you until you are absolutely ready. What will you commit to today? Are you committed to your old story? Or are you, like Stephanie, more committed to who you are becoming? And I invite you to get crystal clear on that answer. And there really is no right or wrong answer, because it's all good. And we all honor your journey and your process. So there's 3 phases I want to share with you that will stop your money flow. And this is just good to take notes so you can notice when you're assessing where you are with your money story, if you're doing this today. If you say, I cannot afford it. If you're saying, because the minute you say that, you're going into lack, into contraction. If you say, I'm going to figure this out. I can do this on my own. I know I wouldn't be where I'm at today without reaching out and getting support. If you're saying things like, it's not the right time. The way you could shift this is asking different questions. If there's something that you really desire, that you know is the next step for you, how can I afford it? How is it possible? How can I live in that house that I love, or go on that trip, or invest in that program? How can I get the support that I need? Why is now the right time? So just knowing how to switch those phrases to asking different questions. The third step to transforming your money story is releasing the blocks. And I'm going to share with you at the end an energy activation to help you get started in releasing the blocks, or whatever block you are ready to release today. I share with you that through a life method. But I'm going to share with you it's more than just releasing the blocks. It's not just energy work. There are plenty of energy healers out there in the world who are still broke, or they're stuck in their money story. So the A-Life Method's a system to help you shift, release the blocks, and step into a new vibration so it sticks. It's not just coaching. Many of you can hire the best business coach, but you will not get the same results until you are energetically aligned with your desire. Because what happens is we bring with us this emotional baggage. Just what I shared with you in my life. I had so much baggage, even as I was going through graduate school and I had sobered up. I still carried around these emotional blocks. And what I found is that when it comes to releasing blocks, yes, you can clear some on your own. But if you are not where you want to be right now, then it doesn't work clearing them on your own, because you need to work with someone at a higher vibration. It's like scratching your own back. Sometimes we just can't see our blind spots. I was in a place not that long ago when I was up-leveling, and I clear blocks every day. I do this work every day. But I worked with another coach, because I knew that the kind of work and who I am becoming, I needed extra support. And so when you're talking about transformation, not little shifts, but transformation in your money story, in living at your highest potential, it just doesn't work doing it on your own. So I'm going to share with you, first of all, how to open up to receive, because I still want to, at the same time, it's important to empower you. Because I know that there's some of you that you're not ready yet for that kind of deep transformative work. And so one thing I want you to do is to practice this opening up to receiving, because that's one of the patterns that I noticed that so many of you are blocked on. Notice what comes up for you when you receive. Feel where it registers, whether someone gives you a compliment, whether it's money, whether it's an opportunity. Often it triggers our feelings of feeling worthy and deserving. So if you feel that trigger, ask. Ask your guides, ask your divine guidance to release it. Say, I received that. Start making receiving a habit. Notice when you try to repel it or deflect. Even if someone says, I want to get you a glass of water, receive it. It's starting to make it a habit. What works, if doing it yourself does not work and clearing blocks on your own does not work for true transformation, what works is catapulting your results by hooking in to a higher vibration. You can work with a mentor. You surround yourself with a high vibration, conscious creator community. Notice who are your friends and the 5 people that you surround yourself with. What is showing up in their life? It's a good indicator of your own vibration and what you are capable currently of manifesting in your life. I have noticed as I have up-leveled and increased my vibration that it shifts the friends and the people that we invite that are also more abundant. So I want to share with you first of a definition of affluence. So, you know, I'm an affluence coach, and people say, okay, what is that? It's accessing your God-given ability to create the life you desire in all areas of your life. It means not settling in your marriages, in your love life, in your bank account, in your career, in your relationships with your children, with your friends, in how you are showing up on a daily basis. It's affluence is energy and flow. It's your ability to connect to the source of all abundance more consistently. It's mastering that. It means an abundance of joy and peace and freedom. It's really it's that power to be a creator of your own life. And what I found is that the more you are living on purpose, and you know, when you think about that idea of living on purpose in all these areas where you fall in that category, not just settling, not just staying with those same fears that you had a year ago or 6 months ago, but systematically releasing whatever's been getting in your way and holding you back. That the more you do that and are living on purpose, you will see an increase of affluence in your life. So the 4th step is to connect to a new vibration. And when I say vibration, vibration is just, it's your frequency. It has a good indicator of your vibration is to know what are your feelings? What are your emotions on any given time? This I found on a website that looks at like different feelings have a different frequency. And you can see shame, there's like hate and guilt, apathy, and there's a whole range of lower vibrational emotions. Those will repel abundance, money, and love. And as you go up in the scale, you see more love and gratitude, peace, enlightenment. And I got this from Abraham Hicks' emotional guidance scale. And you can see how if there's hatred or there's jealousy, but the more we feel optimist, joy, gratitude, appreciation, those are the feelings that you get more and more of, attract more and more of what you desire. So what does not work? When we talk about connecting to a new vibration, what I mean by that is I want you to write down right now, what is it you want to create in your life? Or in your money story, just a sentence. So write that down. Who are you becoming? Who do you need to be to step in to that vibration? Who's the woman or the man that you need to become to be connected to that vibration? Because when you think about it, whether it's I want to make $60,000 in a year or 100,000 or $1 million or multiple seven figures, it requires a different mindset. The way you handle problems, the way you show up, the way you think, the way you act, the way you speak. You have to embody a different vibration. And so for us to facilitate this transforming of your money story, it's connecting to that new vibration, even if the money hasn't shown up yet. So that is why saying I cannot afford it is the kiss of death on creating abundance. Even looking at your numbers, and this isn't to say being irresponsible or not to follow a budget, not to look, I certainly look at my numbers when I'm making financial decisions, but what it means is that you cannot, is it Einstein who said, you cannot, and now I just went blank, you cannot create at the same level of where you are currently. And I'm kind of paraphrasing because you have to elevate your vibration. So for instance, I'm living in this dream home in Costa Rica and I'm looking out at the ocean. It just rained. We live on 2.5 acres of jungle. We're surrounded by monkeys. And if we had looked at our numbers and what was common sense or what made sense, we wouldn't be living in this home because we connected to who we are becoming and that higher vibration. Because you cannot stay in your current reality and expect to expand, expect to increase your abundance, because you just end up solving the same old problems and living within those same numbers. What also doesn't work is waiting for the money to come in. It's focusing on creation, on solution. So here are some signs. You can write this down to kind of just key you in that first step in assessing to know if you're living in lack. If you're saying I cannot afford it, if you're thinking more about your bills and debt. Some of you were awesome to share in the survey, because I'm going to work off that in the energy activation at the end of this call. If your number one goal or challenge is getting out of debt, you're just going to create more debt. That isn't expansion. And I'm sharing that with you so that you can see where is the gap right now in your money story. When you think I'll pay this debt off and then I'll take that next step, then I'll be free, it just doesn't work like that. You can choose to connect to that vibration of freedom right now. What works, and I'll answer more questions about this later if you need me to dive in deeper about that, is living in the vibrational reality, is what Esther Hicks says, the vibrational reality of your desire. That's faith. That's living in certainty, acting as if. Not necessarily faking it until you make it, but you live as you are becoming. Imagine the woman or man that you are becoming a year from now. Who is she? How does she think? How does he think? How does she show up? What does she do in her day when she wakes up in the morning? Does she have great habits? Does she do what she says she's going to do? It's living as you are becoming, not who you are today. And that is how we consistently shift and transform the money story. So I promised you to share with you how to relieve money anxiety. And I share this with you because that was something that that has plagued me with anxiety, because I'm a sensitive. So the best cure for that is to connect to the present moment. In fact, I want you right now to just take a deep breath. and a permission to connect with all of you here that are listening or watching this, that are watching this later, that I'm connected to the present moment. I'm connected to this earth. I'm grounded. I am focused on the solution. I'm connected to my breath. I have everything I could possibly want or need at this very moment, and I'm fully supported. I'm connected to truth. I'm connected to my highest path and my highest purpose. So just take a deep breath. I allow, accept, and receive this connection. I just want to get you started with this because I know how it can feel, and I want to serve you in this way. So the law of attraction 101, some of you, many of you already understand this. Your thoughts and your feelings create your reality. And James Allen said, as a man thinks, so is he. So if you want more financial freedom, you plug into peace and happiness and joy and gratitude for whatever's showing up in your life right now, and you will start to see a shift. I know it's true. It's happened in my own life. Happens with my clients. And so I want to share with you a tool right now. It's something that I call love notes to the universe. This is something you can do every day to help you start to shift, to connect to that new vibration. Because it's one thing to just say, hey, connect, but I want to give you some practical tools you can walk away with. So every morning, I want you to get out a piece of paper or write in your journal, what is it you love? Do you love, I wake up in the morning and I love the monkeys. I love watching the sunrise. I love sitting out on this water tank by this Tico-made rocking chair and watching the monkeys. I love writing my journal. I love my health. So write down the things that you're grateful for that you love. Your toes, your knees, that you can see. As you write that stream of good things, slip in some things that you want to create in the next week and the next few months. Sandwich them in as you get into a stream of things that you love. Put a couple things in that that you want to create, that your mind will not resist it. And you'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm creating that too. So the fifth step is to transform your money story. Is you have to take a leap. You don't just, you connect to that vibration, but you've got to match that new vibration through action. Now, I used to really focus on taking inspired action, and I still do because we are physical beings, but first you focus on your vibration. And then the leaping is that natural response to being in that vibration, that you just naturally wanting to do that. What I found is that the A-Life method, living the A-Life, what we call in our tribe is, we call it living the A-Life. It's living the affluent life. So when you think about taking the leap and leaping into that new vibration, it's not just a one-time thing. I'll have a friend who would say, yeah, I leapt when I took this coaching certification, or I leapt when I sold this house, as something that happened a couple years ago or last year, or one leap a year. That's not what we're talking about. When we're talking about, when I'm referring to transformation, transforming your money story, transforming, living on in the highest, your highest potential, living on purpose. It is a series of consistent leaps that you look back a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So what does not work is waiting for the right time and procrastinating your excellence. I'm going to finish that certification, or it'll be next year, or after my daughter gets out of school. What works is surrounding yourself with others of a high vibration. So something that Napoleon Hill says, when you're talking about transforming your money story, do not wait. The time will never be just right. A good thing to note, whatever's showing up in your life, that if you are feeling fear with a little bit of excitement, it means go. I will say that again. It's a saying in our family. Fear means go. If you're feeling fear with a little bit of excitement, it means go. It's why I signed up to do a Ironman triathlon. It's crazy, but I had that feeling and I knew that was the next step for me. When I've worked with a coach, getting this house, moving to Costa Rica, all having children, all the beautiful things in life, it's natural to feel fear. And that transformation requires consistent leaps. So ask yourself, are you on this path of consistent leaps? When was the last time you took a leap? And I want to share with you someone I'm really proud of is Nika. And when she was in the middle of a job transition, because she's taken these consistent leap after leap, she was able to feel that bliss and gratitude, enrolling clients, really getting connected, no longer being in a place of desperation, but full alignment with her truth. It's being committed to that change. So the question to ask for yourself today, before we move into the energy portion, the energy activation, is, are you ready for permanent change? And I'll let you all can add and share. If you guys are in the chat room right now, can definitely, I want you to ask, have you hit a rock bottom? Because if you have, I have something that I've designed just for you. If you are someone who knows you have a bigger purpose in this world, and you feel like you're getting in your own way, then you might be wondering, how do you finally break free of those patterns so you can create the money, love, and freedom in your life? What I know is that coaching is the fastest way to getting results. What do successful CEOs, athletes, coaches, and entrepreneurs all have in common? What we know is that the smart way to getting results is making the commitment to getting the support that you need. So I've shared with you my 5-step process to transform your money story. So listen, many of you, you're sitting at your computer or your smart device, and you've heard how to transform your money story. And you know that getting mentorship and vibrational support is the fastest way to permanent change in your life. So here's what I designed for you. It's a program called A Life Academy. The big promise is when you step into A Life, you release the blocks in your life. So you start experiencing the inner emotional freedom that leads to true affluence and wealth. And if that sounds like something that resonates with you, I invite you, there's a typo there, to join our tribe in A Life Academy. Here's what it'll do for you. It'll systematically break through the blocks and patterns that have been holding you back so you manifest the results you desire in your life. What you experience is you create more money, you create the love, and the freedom in your life. If you want more confidence and increased self-worth, if you want to experience inner peace about money, if you want more clarity and focus in your life, and to overcome overwhelm and procrastination, if you want to increase your self-love, if you want to feel more peace and harmony in your relationships and in your love life, if you want to be connected to your life purpose, if you want to know you can trust yourself, then A Life Academy is specifically for you. Here are the benefits in the program. There's 3 one-hour coaching calls a month, so you can receive the support and release the blocks every week on whatever is showing up in your life and that has been holding you back. You receive 8 15-minute private sessions over the entire year with an A-Life coach so that you get to the root of whatever self-sabotaging pattern or limiting belief that has been holding you back, so that you live on purpose, so that you are stepping in to your highest potential, so that you leave behind the blocks and the beliefs that have been keeping you playing small. There's a 2-day live mastermind retreat in Costa Rica after the year so that you can receive live in-person support. There is the work that we do in those 2 days catapults all the work we do over that year so that you are absolutely living on purpose. Where I live here, where you come here in Costa Rica, it's what I hear is so much like Sedona. It's a vortex, and so we multiply the results that you get. You receive participation in a virtual mastermind community, so you plug in to the vibrational boost that you need on a daily basis. So you don't get overwhelmed. You don't stay in a place of being stuck. And then you receive access to the inner circle. It's another monthly call. So there's just a lot of support. It's a total value of $14,000, $700 program for this 1-year coaching program. There is nothing like it on the marketplace. But the actual investment is $7,404. But what I felt inspired to give you today, to give you that loving nudge so you decide and commit to take a leap, is we are dropping the initial payment, so that you save $600 savings. And it's $567 today for the first month payment. It's for 24 hours only, as long as you're listening to the call. And here's what I want you to do next. Click on the Yes, I'm In pink button to reserve your spot. Here's why it's a no-brainer decision. There's a no-risk guarantee. Again, I don't know anyone in the marketplace that has a coaching program like this that has implemented it, but I am so confident about the results you receive in A Life Academy, that if you diligently commit, you attend 80% of the calls, that you ask for help when you need it, that you get the private sessions if you're in a place of feeling stuck. If you go through this program and apply and ask for help, and at the end of a year, you do not experience a marked improvement in your life, I will personally refund your investment. I don't want your money. I am committed to your success, and I know that A-Life works. The number one emotion that I see in my clients after going through A-Life is gratitude. Gratitude to themselves that they made this investment. and that they released this emotional baggage that's been holding them back. This no risk guarantee, you click on the pink button, yes, I'm in, 567 today, and let's get on the phone the next 72 hours and explore, are you a good fit for A-Life? Are we a good fit to work together? And if we discover that it's not, then you get your refund. So there's no risk. You don't have anything to lose. And you have everything to gain. But I've added also, because I know that I'm so committed to helping you move forward. I'm committed to helping you take a leap. And I know that this is where the true transformation takes place. So I've added in this bonus to excite you to take action. So it's a half virtual VIP intensive where we work on manifesting your dream, clearing the blocks, 2 hours, and the call to $2,000 value for the first 2 people that click on the yes, I'm in button and reserve their spot. All of this is to give you that loving nudge. And I've also added in a bonus to help you take action now, because I know the power of you committing, deciding and committing and taking a leap. So you get $9.97, a free ticket to my live event in Southern California next year. It's going to be a 3-day event of like this powerful energy work. Well, you're going to experience at the end of this call. 3 days to transform. And then you receive another bonus to an invite to my VIP mastermind dinner, a $3,500 value where we hot seat you for the first 5 people who sign up, an exclusive dinner here. And then I've added in one more bonus, a 30-minute energy session, $900 value for the first 3 people who grab the spot in A-Life Academy. So what you need to do is to click on the yes, I'm in. So with all of these bonuses, the VIP intensive, the invitation to the live event, the private mastermind dinner, and the 30-minute session, it's a $7,400 value, almost as much as the program. And this is available for the next 24 hours for this call, or if we allow the replay. So the total for this A-Life Academy, it's a $22,000 value, $22,100 value, $600 deposit, $567 a month, which with a $600 savings. And I've thrown in all these bonuses out of love. I've thrown in all these bonuses, the $600 savings, to help you take a leap. Because I know that you're worth it, and I know that there's that momentum that once we get started, you will, and you're in the action mode, that you will start to see that transformation in your life. Some of you may be asking, gosh, you know, I've been in other programs before. What if it doesn't work for me? If you have trouble following through on your commitments, A-Life is the perfect program for you, because we release those blocks. We get over we break through self-sabotage. That is my expertise. That's what I know so intimately, because that was my pattern of self-sabotage, getting to the root. A-Life coaches, our staff, we personally will seek you out if you are not on the calls and find out what's going on. How can we help you? That's why we have the 8 15-minute private sessions, so that you are supported. So we're holding your hand. And again, I understand how we have the fears that hold us back. And that's why I've added this no risk guarantee, because I'm committed to you getting results. And I know that if I can break down this hurdle, because you've got your fear right now and you have your blocks, and if I put in this no risk guarantee and you take that movement towards me and towards a life, to investing in yourself and investing in your transformation, that will get results. And so if you diligently commit, you attend the calls, 80% of the calls, you share, you ask for help, that you don't hide. And we work on releasing those blocks. And if it doesn't work for you, then you get your money back. I don't want your money. I do want your success. So it really is no risk for you. And if you step forward right now, just to lock in those bonuses, then let's get on the call, a call and chat in the next 72 hours and find out if it's a good fit. And we'll refund your money. So for the next 24 hours only, before we go to the energy portion, the $600 savings will go away. The $7,400 worth of bonuses will also go away. This is your chance to take advantage of this amazing discount, all this love and extra support, the no risk guarantee, getting on the phone with me. At any rate, we get to chat and I get to know you better and what's showing up in your life. So to reserve your spot now, it's $567 today, $600 savings. That initial payment is dropped. So you can click on the pink button, yes, I'm in, and grab it. Those are just a few spots for those beautiful bonuses right there. So for all of you who have stayed through to the end, first of all, I can feel the fear. I can feel the excitement. And I'm just sending you my love. Right now, we have made it to the energy activation. I am so excited to share this with you. And for those of you, if you've listened to the other call, I actually got another download this morning. So everyone just take a deep breath. I love this work and I'm so grateful and appreciative that you've honored me to be here, to stay through to this call, to receiving this help that I'm able to facilitate, that all the experiences and heartaches and trouble I've had in my life, that I'm able to turn this into a gift that I can share with you. So I'm grateful for this opportunity that I'm able to live on purpose and share with you. So everyone take a deep breath. And we're going to do these 12 master codes to transform your money story. You can write them down. I also, if you like, we can send you the PowerPoint after the call. Even if you listened to them before, these are different. There's not just affirmations. These are master codes that my guides shared with me. So there's 4 embedded in these affirmations. And what I'm doing right now with the A-Life method is I'm muscle testing, I'm reading the energy, I'm seeing where are their blocks. So we're gonna align you, create a new pattern for you. And I want to first preface this. What are you ready to receive today? Because I am the facilitator. And you can have a mini experience, a mini shift, a momentous shift, a blow your mind shift. What is your intention? And I'm showing up here for you, and you're showing up for this time, and we have support on the other side. So first, to set that intention that I'm open to receiving a mind-blowing shift, that I'm open to multiplying the effects of these 12 master codes, that it can be this easy. I allow, accept, and receive this energy work. I'm open to this energy work, to this releasing. Energy work is not bound by time or space. Now, some of you that are new to this work, everything is energy. Everything is energy, and I can feel your energy. It's like you can feel if someone tells the truth, or if they're telling something, you know, you can feel anger, you can feel emotions, even though we're all across the world. So first, setting that attention to multiply the effects of this energy activation. I am flow. I am ease. I am grace. I am enough. I am trusting. I am excited. I am steady. I am a disciple. I am an expert. I am rich. I am savings. I am forgiving and forgiven. So take a deep breath. We're going to align with these powerful activations. I could feel just the buzz already just by saying them. This was something that, as I downloaded this information, that was actually surprising to me. I used to go off of everything that you all shared, and it would take me, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to clear every individual thing and create a new program. And these are the override. These are the master keys to helping you shift. So anything that you have right now, any energetic imprints in childhood that you are ready to release right now, it could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 10, it could be 100 energetic imprints. Whatever would serve you best, bring it. Just, I invite you to say with me, I am ready to release this now. You can tap your sternum just to kind of to activate that. I am ready to release this now. Anything, we're also identifying any generational blocks. Goes back. Hundreds of generations. Any generational patterns that have been holding you back. Any limiting beliefs, any deeply entrenched programs, any old stories. What is that old story that you've been thinking about that's been on the tip of your tongue as we've been talking about, that awareness, that you have come to this awareness, it's flushed it up, this conversation today, this training today. Are you ready to release it? Any darker energy, heavier energy? Okay, I'm going to go back. I am flow. I am ease. I am grace. I am enough. I am trusting. And you can say this with me. I'm going to start again. I am flow. I am ease. I am grace. I am enough. I am trusting. I am excited. I am steady. I am a disciple. I am an expert. I am rich. I am savings. I am forgiving and forgiven. I can just feel the opening, the unfolding, like a flower blossoming, this vibration. I just have tears in my eyes. I know some of you have really had some powerful shifts. And I want to share with you, we need to share this release. Any of you that have any fears, I shared this earlier with my clients, but I'll share this with you because this came up, this download this morning. I release the fear of greatness. I release the fear of abandonment. I release the fear of punishment. I release the fear of failure. I release the fear of success. I release the fear of not enough. I release the fear of being unsupported. I release the fear of being alone. I release the fear of past mistakes. I release the fear of failing, of falling, yet the failing. So take a deep breath. Let's release these deep, powerful fears because they're not who we are. So I'm just checking any other clearings we need to do. The power, it feels very, very good right now. And so we talked about, I'm going to open up. Here's also where you can download the master codes at TaraMaxwell.com/12-money activations. 12-money activations. I'll keep this up because I know there's a 40-second lag time. And there is the password. I'm going to open up to Q&A. So let me just, actually, I forgot about that. For me to open up, let me just see here. I think here, let me go back to, let's see, I'm going to get off this sharing. You can see me all. Hello. I want to make sure, let's see, I wanted to open up for Q&A, but I'm actually wondering, I see there's a lot of you there on the call. Let's see here. It's not letting me do the Q&A. Okay, so what we're going to do, if you have anything, any specific, I don't know why this is a little bit different format here. If you have any specific questions, you can just shoot me an email at Tara, T-E-R-A, at TaraMaxwell.com. I'm doing this in my bedroom today. Tara, T-E-R-A, at TaraMaxwell.com, or just hit reply. Because I want to take, if you have any specific questions, I was thinking we'd have, you would be able to talk in here, but I'm not seeing, oh no, okay. I'm not seeing that function. We used a little bit of a different source here today. So I do apologize about that. I thought we'd have like, oh no, here it is, group. Okay, we have a chat here. Okay, so I'm waiting for you guys to, if you can answer specific questions for me, anything else that you want, any comments? Oh, wait, here. They're showing me, okay. Yes, okay. Good. Okay, so I see it. It says the survey, okay, I'm just gonna look at here what we all says. It says, someone says they don't have sound. So I don't know about that, but anyway, so someone says, thank you. I realize I have a lot of fear. So that's good to be able to release that. And yes, the download page, I released the fear of greatness. That's powerful. And I'm open to receiving a mind-blowing shift. Yes. Yes, the Money Code website. Let me share, I can share that again with you in the email. We'll definitely share that in the download page and the passwords. So very, very good. Does anyone else have any specific questions or anything else that has come up with what we were sharing? Let's see here. And let me just see something. So yeah, I'm just looking at here. Someone said, thank you. Thank you. Yes, you're also welcome. Yes, the fear of failure, releasing that. We could feel like all these things often just keep us, I just believe that we have work to do. Not work, but that we each have a purpose. We each have a purpose. And I believe that with the internet, there's been so many changes. We are changing at such a fast rate that it's not enough to just be satisfied with a little shift here and a little shift there. You have work to do. And so many of us are still playing small. And so that's why I do the work that I do. And yes, some of you were saying, so I'll stay open for, is this activation ongoing if we allow it? This activation is what you just experienced. Yes, I'm sure you could listen to this again. And someone says, the more I've opened up to your codes, the more I have divine inspiration codes, such as I am luxury. Yes, I'm abundance. Thank you. This entire webinar is needed right now. Yes. Yes. Well, I'm so glad to participate, to share with you what has been gifted to me. And I invite you to take that next step. I invite you to take that next leap, whatever that is for you, because what you've experienced right now is an activation. You've experienced some shifts and releasing of the blocks. And the question is for you is, what is that next action? For some of you that are listening right now, your next step, and you know it, is to click on the yes, I'm in. Your next step is to take a leap. and for us to start working together and to get that support this year so that you go on this incredible journey and this incredible ride. For others of you, it's not that next step yet, and that's okay too. But what is that leap for you? Because for you you have this activation, we've raised your vibration, but for it to stick, you've got to take action, because you have to live and embody that I am worth it. I am honoring who I am and who I am becoming. And that's why it's so critical that we don't say the words in those sayings and stuff that creates that contraction again, if that makes sense. So good. Mira says, thank you. Yes. Enjoy also. Yes. Mahalo. And so I'm very, very glad to share this with you. Does anyone else have any other specific questions? I wanted to keep open for this last part. I know, and I see that I see Debbie's on the call, and she just was sharing today. She just stepped into A-Life a few weeks ago and has started to see a difference in even just listening to the replays. A client that she'd been working on trying to land for a while, like, called her up and said, yes, let's start working together. And that's what happens when you start to shift. You start to open up to receiving more abundance, because it is all right here. And so our work is to stay in this vibration more consistently. Yes. So I'm open. Any other questions that you have for me? I would love to answer that for you. How else can I serve you? I'll stay open for a couple. I know sometimes there's a little bit of a delay here. And so, yay. Very good. Yeah, I'm looking at all those things. And so some of you are, so yeah, so we'll send you the PowerPoint so you can download those codes, and then there will be that replay. Sending you all lots of love. Oh, Joy says, you're glowing like the gold of our Anito. Yes, I'm pleased. I'm pleased. And Isabel says, I work with Tara since more than 2 years, and she's helped me breaking my resistance and being in my highest integrity. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you, Isabel. It is about integrity. Yes, when we are living in integrity with our truth, and it's not all or nothing. It's not about being perfect, but it's about you stepping up into who you are becoming and making that decision today. So I will be available after this call if you want to jump on the phone and want to chat and see if A-Life is the next step for you. Sending you all lots of love, and I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week. You don't have to do this on your own. Bye.